So we did these three in class, so let's start with this problem. Remember that I said I wanted you to change that to a positive. Okay, so this is my P, this is my Q. So P plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4. Q plus or minus 1. Then P divided by Q. Well, I like this one because 1 divided by 1 is 1, 2 divided by 1, 2 divided by 1 is 2, 4 divided by 1 is 4, so P over Q doesn't matter. Okay? Now I'm going to put there -3, -3, 12, -4. Now since that's to the 4th power, I've got to have 4 zeros. I'll try 2. Bring it down, this times this plus this. This times this plus this. This times this plus this. Oh, cool, it works. Okay? So I'm going to start giving you alternative routes every single time. You don't have to go these routes, but I want you to just see. So I had 4. I found one of them. I have 3 left. So I could rewrite that as x cubed minus x squared minus 5x plus 2. If I wanted to factor, I could see if I could factor. But I know 1, -1, and 5, 2. There isn't going to be a pattern. These are the same numbers, and this is bigger, smaller. So I can't factor by grouping, so I have to keep going. Since this last number is a 2, I know that I'm not going to try plus or minus 4, because 4 doesn't divide by 2. Do I have to know that? No, but it'll make my life easier to know that. So now we'll try -2. I'm going to cross that off. Bring it down. This times this plus this. This times this plus this. This, cool, it works. Okay? Now I know that if the last number is a 1, the only option is plus or minus 1. But if I already found 2, and that means I have 2 left. So that means I'd be left with x squared minus 3x plus 1. And if I were you, I would try to factor. Now the problem is when you try to factor, you can't factor. So if you can't factor, that means 1 won't even work. So that means you're going to have to either do the quadratic formula or complete the square. I wouldn't complete the square because the 3 is odd. Okay? So I'm going to do that here. X squared minus 3x plus 1. So 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1 all over 2 times 1. Take this, the square root of 9 minus 4, the square root of 5, 3 plus or minus 5 over 2. So even though I have all these possible roots, that's only my whole numbers. So now I have 2 more answers. So plus or minus 2, and because that's 2, 1, 2. And here's 2, the plus of it and the minus of it. And 3 plus or minus rad 5 over 2. If I was to do this in factored form, I have to end it with equals 0. I'm going to have 1, 2. I probably should have done that later. Let me rewrite it underneath here. So the opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. The opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. Now remember it says factored form. Well, I couldn't factor this. So as far as I could go would be that equals 0. Because it's only factoring it as much as you can. Now if I were you, what I would have done is this. I would have gone over here and I would have just graphed it. And look, 0.382. So let's see. So I would go 3 plus the square root of 5 divided by, oops, that didn't work out, did it? So let me do divide. So 3 plus the square root of 5 over 2. Oops. Okay, I'm doing awesome. And I get 2.61. Let's see if that's one of them. So 2.61. Okay, so then I know that I'm good, and there's the positive 2, the negative 2, and the 0.382. If I got 2.61 right, I know I got that one right. Okay? All right, let's go back over here. And let's come here. Okay, let's go to the next problem. All right, so I do my P, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 9, plus or minus 27. Okay, my Q, plus or minus 1. I know if it's plus or minus 1, there are no PQs. So I'm going to write this, 1, -9, 27, -27, and there's nothing there. Okay. On your test, you're not going to get this cute little chart. You're going to have to make. Okay, I'm going to start with 3, bring down the 1. This times this plus this. This times this plus this. Oh, cool, it works. So I have 3. I found 1. There are 2 left. So that means that's x squared minus 6x plus 9. If it was me, I would keep factoring, or I would factor, and I would see, wow, that means that this is actually 3 3s. If I didn't do that, okay, then I would come back here and go, okay, 27's out. I could try 9, it wouldn't work, and I would try 3, bring it down, this times this plus this. Oh my gosh, 3 works. Then I would go, okay, I have 2 left. That means I have 1 left. 1x minus 3, set it equal to 0, x equals 3. Or I could try 3 again, and then it works. So my roots are 3, multiplicity 3. Okay? What that really means is that this is x minus, oh, I guess that's factored form. This is x minus 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3. What is that? X minus 3 cubed equals 0. Can you have that? Yeah. Okay. Let me show the graph. I don't know if I had a chance to graph it. Yes, I did. And if you look at the graph, let me go to, okay. If you look, there it is at 3. And remember when it happens twice, it bounces, but then when it happens 3 times, it goes right through. Okay. So let's go back to that. Okay, let's try the next problem. So if it's to the 4th, I'm going to have 4 roots. 1, x to the 3rd, x squared, x, and then a number. Okay? If you know how to factor it, I encourage factoring it. So if I was going to factor this, which is what I would do, because it's going to say solve, so you can do whatever you want. 2 numbers that multiply to get 25 and add to 26. But the problem is it's x to the 4th, so squared, square root, x minus 5, x plus 5, x minus 1, x plus 1, negative 1, 1, negative 5, and 5. That's what I would do. But if you don't see that, then you've got to try numbers. P plus or minus 1, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 25. Q plus or minus 1, PQ, nothing. So I'll try 1, because I knew it was working. Bring this down, this times this plus this. This times this plus this. This times this plus this. This times this. Oh my gosh, it's a miracle. It works. If it's to the 4th power, now it's to the 3rd power. X cubed plus x squared minus 25x minus 25. If I wanted to, I could do this factor by grouping. You should practice factor by grouping if you're not good at it. That's negative 1, and then this is x minus 5, x plus 5, negative 5, and 5. There's the other ones. If you didn't get that, you're going to keep going. So I'll try 5. This times this plus this. Wait, this times this plus this. This times this plus this. Oh my gosh, it works. It's a miracle. So I have 2 of them. I started with 4. I have 2 left. X squared. So I could factor at this point. And I'd be left with negative 5 and negative 1. Those are the other 2. If I don't see that, my last number is 5, so 25 is out. So I'll try negative 5. Bring it down. This times this plus this. Oh my gosh, it worked. It's a miracle. If I have 4 and I found 3, I have 1 left. Set it equal to 0, negative 1. If you don't see that, you know that 5's out because the last number is 1. So I'll use negative 1. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 5. Factored form, x minus 5, x plus 5, x minus 1, x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one, the difference is it doesn't say equals 0. So I have to move this guy over by doing the opposite. That means that's minus 24 equals 0. And I do my p. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 6, plus or minus 8, plus or minus 12, plus or minus 24. Now, if this is in the calculator section, I am going to come over here and I'm going to graph it. And I'm really hoping that this kind of question is in the calculator section because this one isn't factoring. Okay? So if it's in the calculator section, I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to go, okay, one of the numbers is negative 4, negative 2, and 3. Which one do you want to start with? I don't know, whatever one you want to start with. Okay? So then I come over here, And I go, okay, what was the number? I think 3 was one of them. So let me write 1, 3, negative 10, negative 24. Bring it down, this times this plus this. This times this plus this. Oh my gosh, it works. I had no idea. So then if you look, I had 3, I have 2 left. I could factor at this point. 2 numbers that multiply, 2 numbers that add. Negative 4, negative 2. If you don't want to do that, then you go, okay, if 8 is the last number, this is out and that's out. So I'll try negative 4. This times this plus this. This times this. Oh my gosh, it works. I had 3. I found 2, so I have 1 left. Minus 2, the number's negative 2. If you don't want to do that, you'll keep doing the PQ. Oh my gosh, it works. 3, negative 4, negative 2. And then x minus 3 opposite. X plus 4 opposite x plus 2 equals 0. Okay? Last problem, move it over. I move it over by doing the opposite, but I've got to put it right there. So it's x cubed minus 7x squared plus 14x minus 6. Okay? So now 1, negative 7, 14, negative 6. Okay? So my possible values, p plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to graph it. I'm not going to cheat. I'm just going to go in order. So I'm going to try 1. This times this. This times this. It didn't work. Negative 1. This times this. Oh, this times this. 8. That's not going to work. 2. This times this. Negative 10. 4. Nope, that doesn't work. This times this, negative 9, 18. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm wondering if I'm going too fast. This times this, negative 10, 4. That one doesn't work. 3. This times this, negative 12, 2. Oh my gosh, it worked. Yay! Okay, so I found one. I know 3 is one of the roots, so x minus 3. So I have 3 of them. That means I have 2 left. Okay? I know I can't factor that, so I know I'm either going to have to do quadratic formula or complete the square. Okay? So I'm going to do the quadratic formula, because people that are good at completing the square get it, and people that need help simplifying the quadratic formula, I want to do that. Okay? So the square root of 16 minus 8. The square root of 8, tree, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2 rad 2, 4 plus or minus over 2, divide by 2, so it's 2 plus or minus, I don't want to put the 1, rad 2. You know what, let me do it by completing the square too. X squared minus 4x, move the 2 over, make your cute little box. X squared minus 2x, x minus 2, negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. Add 4, add 4. Then it's x minus 2 squared equals 2. Square root, x minus 2 equals plus or minus rad 2. X equals 2 plus or minus rad 2. Oh my gosh, it's the same thing. So that means I have 2 plus or minus rad 2. Now remember we were here, and that's as far as we could factor it. So that means I need to write it like that in factored form. Okay? And hopefully that helps out.